Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Ryder Sigety. I'm a 4-time national GNCC champion and a Yamaha factory support off-road racer. And this is MX508 P27. And a little bit of a weird start, not a hair scramble start, motocross start. Got off in the 4th behind my friend John Lipio. And then we make our way into 3rd pretty quickly. And now I'm behind, well, I don't know his name exactly, but I wanted to talk about him. He had the guy in front of us had the most factory looking bike. Everything about his bike was so clean and looked really factory. And he's a pretty good rider, but it's weird. He's wearing a puffer vest in the race.
Hi, I'm Mike Sigety, Ryder's dad, 8-time national Enduro champion. Just wanted to scoop that in there. And yeah, his bike looked really, really tech. He had the GPS. It might have been a 25 KTM or the 24.5 factory edition. The tires had the Dunlop yellow stickers on them. And yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anyone ride off-road in a puffer jacket. I mean, I can't even keep the skin on my arms, let alone a puffer jacket on him. But anyway, it was definitely interesting to see him on the starting line. We were all Googling over him and his bike.
Yeah, and I know my dad said an off-road race, and everything from here looks like a motocross race. But this was really weird. We had this nice motocross track, and then we get into some really gnarly woods. It doesn't look gnarly yet, but it's gonna get bad.
Yeah, it was really gnarly. As a matter of fact, we're gonna pause just a couple spots. We had 20 we were gonna show you, but it just became too much. But these woods were really gnarly. Look at those roots. They're spider roots, some of them the size of a baseball bat, across all the turns.
Yeah, on my 105, which I'll show you guys in a little bit, I fell a couple times on those roots and bent levers and stuff. I'm sure there was few people that did not make mistakes in these woods, if any people that didn't make mistakes in these woods.
Yeah, they were really tough. In my race, I can usually tell when I'm racing who's an A super senior guy, because usually we're a little bigger, we're hunched over, wearing chest protectors from the 90s, but also just by the speed. And there were so many people stuck in the woods here, and I'm not stuck in holes or stuck on hills, just stuck in the rocks and the roots, picking their bikes up. I had no idea what place I was in or who I was passing, if they were in my class or not, because in my race, hardly anyone was moving sometimes.
Yeah, that's another one of those sections where it's just really gnarly. The mud looked pretty bad here. There really wasn't bad water holes or mud, it was just really technical trails, but I like that kind of stuff. I mean, it's kind of what we have by the house, just a different kind of technical really by my house.
Yeah, I don't know if I would 100% agree with that. We have really technical trails, that's for sure. I mean, we've done really technical races, but this was slimy, loamy mud and woods. And by us, we don't really have any slime ever. It can rain for a week and it'll never get over our rim. So that was a different kind of slime for us. Oh, here we're coming to the little bit of an extreme section. By this point in the day, some of the tires got blown out, but everyone was getting stuck on the log. You'll see in a second, there's a gap between the 3rd tire and the log, and their wheel was just stopping right there. But the big bike and you made it through no problem.
Yeah, you'll see later too on the 105. I fall there and it's I'm so big for the bike now, I was just able to pretty much pick it up and throw it over the log. And yeah, this moto track was really fun, really fast moto track, also safe. There was one double maybe in the whole track, and other than that it was all tabletops and really fast bull corners. But right now I was just having a great time. It was just me and the kid in front of me, Mitchell, and I was just trying to catch up to him and see if we could get in the lead.
So this race, it was in Massachusetts, part of the P27 series, and it's just a little bit before the J-Day series starts, so a lot of J-Day kids showed up. And this track was really cool. Like Ryder said, it had a nice, really safe Loamy motocross track, which sometimes people in our videos say, I just want to hear that 125 sing. So in a little bit, we're just going to stop talking for a little bit and just let you hear the 125 ripping around the moto track. But for right now, we're just showing you the battle between him and Mitchell. It's about a 3-minute moto track, 3-minute woods track.
Yeah, and also Mitchell in front of me, I'm racing Junior B, but we started on the line with Junior A, and Mitchell was in Junior A and I'm in Junior B, so we're not in the same class. But I don't think he realized that. He thought that we were both in the same class, which was kind of funny talking with him after the race. But no, right now I'm fairly confident that he's not in my class and that I'm gonna be in first. Also, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.
And comment, please.
Yeah.
So he didn't know you weren't in his class, but I don't think you knew that he wasn't in your class either, did you?
I had an idea because the kid that I thought was gonna win Junior B, John Alipio, I passed him at the beginning, and I didn't think that there would be somebody this much at like a distance to him in that same class, but I didn't know for sure. No, definitely not.
So in New England, they do their classes a lot different than down south in, let's say, the New Jersey, New York, or even down in the GNCC. In the youth class, it's sort of like a schoolboy class, but like a schoolboy A and B. They call it junior A and B.
Yeah. I was having a great time, even though the woods were gnarly. Like I was hitting little jumps, and look at the roots right there. Like it's like that everywhere. You see my front tire just hit it and slide off, and that wasn't the tire too. Like the Kenda tires were working great. I was actually using an IBEX for this race, and the rear tire was hooking up awesome. Like I saw Mitchell in front of me sliding all over the place, and the IBEX would just like crawl over the rocks. I just had to stay upright.
So I thought that was really strange how when we were going up here, they said, oh, the woods are really gnarly. Make sure you bring an IBEX or bring a gummy tire. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no problem. I didn't realize we were going to run the entire motocross track. Like, all the GP races we've done, like you run a section of the motocross track and then mostly woods. But this was the entire moto track on an IBEX. That was really weird.
Yeah, but it seemed to work good everywhere. It has like really big knobs, I guess. I don't know. It worked good for me. But there was a couple times here where you'd come into turns and there would just be like these roots that were like sticking out at the worst angles possible and like shiny, like no bark on them, and they would just slide your front tire out. And that happened a couple times to me on the 105, but it didn't really happen on the 125.
I remember us walking through the woods or trying to ride the bicycle through the woods, and it was all leaf covered, completely leaf covered, and I could just feel the roots and the rocks, everything underneath. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be incredibly difficult. There was even a little bit of snow in the woods, and I was talking with their owner, they call him Poacher, or the series, and he's like, yeah, the woods are going to be gnarly. We've been running the same, oh, here was a bad line. Oh, more roots, yeah. So he's like, we've been running the same woods for years, and last time I checked, God didn't dump any more dirt in there, and there's nothing I could do about it.
Yeah, right here I was mad because I followed Mitchell on this outside line, and I felt like if I would have went to the inside there, I could have made the pass, but it ended up working out fine. I just had a great time. And what was I gonna say? Oh, another thing that they did good about all like the leaves that my dad was talking about that we were riding on the day before on the bicycles. Yeah, look at how like rocks and mud and holes and everywhere. We're just going straight over this stuff. But the day before there was these leaves everywhere. So what they did, they ran the quads first before all the riders. And I didn't race right after the quads. I raced a couple races after. But it got rid of almost all the leaves. Right there, go. We saw I just made the pass on Mitchell. So now not only am I first in class, I'm first overall. And we're back on the moto track. You're going to see me get really sketchy in a minute. I'm coming over this next jump out of the turn. I try to seat bounce it, and I feel like it's everybody's worst fear when they're seat bouncing is to get hit over the handlebars. And I almost do. If you see it again, I get completely kicked forward. A bunch of people, or a couple of my friends, Ryan Amancio and his dad, said that they saw it too. Like, I don't know. It was just a scary moment for me. Definitely a fear when I'm trying to seat bounce something.
So I'm trying to let Ryder accept a little more responsibility with getting stuff ready, and I wasn't paying attention, and even though it doesn't look like it would be a problem on this moto track, he decided to wear his white moose gear. So you ever been on the starting line and you know it's going to be a mudder and you see somebody in white gear and you're like, what are they thinking? Yeah, I was saying, like, what are you thinking? But it's all right, he's on the starting line, we'll make it work.
Yeah, I don't think the gear even got that muddy. I'm not gonna lie, but whatever. I mean, it's motocross gear. We're not racing on the road, but I don't know.
So one thing that I thought was also really different was the motocross track was too muddy to pedal and check out on Saturday when we got there. So Ryder's first lap on the motocross track was the race.
Yeah, it's definitely really weird, especially first moto. On the Super Mini, I was just not feeling comfortable at all. And it's not like an excuse. Oh, I got really close to that guy. It's not an excuse for how I did. I did good, but it's not an excuse for if I didn't do as good as I would have hoped. but I just did not feel comfortable on that bike at all. And right here, this guy, he goes to let me go, and he takes his hand off the handlebar, his back end kicks out, and he almost cut me off. Dude, I got so scared there, but that was fine, obviously. Yeah, but don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, again.
And comment.
The day before, when we were looking at the motocross track, my dad said it was too muddy to ride the e-bikes on. He's right. It was like completely covered in mud. It didn't even look like I could barely get the dirt bike through there, is what it looked like. But it ended up working out great. The trails looked awesome. Or the motocross track was awesome. But coming up in a little bit, I come around the corner, and there's somebody, his bike is completely overheating, and I go to the left of him, but I guess I was like rubbernecking, as they call it. I was looking, and last second I see this stump, and I didn't know which way to go, and it was a big stump too. You see the guy with the smoke, and then if you look straight ahead, there's that stump, and I really didn't want to turn on all these routes, so I just went over this huge stump, but it ended up working out fine. Like I didn't crash or anything.
I mean, I guess everyone knows I bleed blue, but that is not the first time the same thing has happened to me, where I totally smashed into a rock that I was not prepared for. More roots on a turn. Anyway, smashed into a rock bigger than that stump, and the SSS Yamaha suspension just soaked it up. So we definitely got some really cool footage to show you coming up, and especially how these kids rip on the mini bikes. But we do get a few people telling us, I want to hear the bike scream. So we're just going to be quiet for a minute or two and I'll let you see a little bit of the track. So just reminding you to check out the description. There's a lot of companies offering up to 40% discount codes for things that you can buy. And one of our sponsors, Maxima here, you can see their logo. We've been using them for many years. We use their oil in our transmissions, and our clutches always last. We use them in our two-stroke. The motors are always clean. We haven't had one DNF in over 4 years. We use their brake fluid, which is also really good. And they have all different kinds of oils just for the power sports, where a lot of companies cover cars, they cover boats. Like Maxima is all about basically motorcycles and power sports. 2 strokes, 4 strokes, even braking oils. They're very scientific about their processes and their oils. All right, so let's check out the start of the mini race. This was really interesting. So first of all, when's the last time you got to ride on a motocross gate? A while ago. Actually, last year I think you did a little motocross. But here's Poacher, super nice guy, everyone loves him. But check out this kid. First of all, you didn't even take off till the gate dropped. Is that what happened there?
Yeah, I got really confused because the kid next to me wasn't ready at all, and I hadn't done a motocross start in so long that I was like, oh, maybe I'm just doing this wrong. We probably don't have to go yet. So I wasn't ready at all, and then all of a sudden we all took off, but I still was able to manage my way into second.
So this is your first time ever on this course, and you're just like hitting it wide open, which is pretty typical for like off-road racing. But for motocross, like you could practice on these tracks all the time. So like most people do have practice, and that's the only double right there. Oh, I see you didn't clear it your first time either.
Yeah, I see you didn't clear it any of your times either, right?
It got worse as the day went on. But anyway,
yeah, terrible.
Worse for me, not the jump. No, it was me. I was becoming a wussy. But that kid who never moved. The only thing I could think of was after the first row takes off, then the next row moves up to the gate, and then after that, the next row moves up to the gate. And I think he was just part of the second or third row, and he just wanted that spot. So he just went there on the gate, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there either. But the person in front of me pulled over, and I just wanted to say that was really nice and thank you. And also, We're just gonna show you a clip where I fall in the Enduro cross section, and I was able to pick up my bike like pretty quickly. I just thought it was a cool clip, so we're about to see this. This was also the only time I went through the Enduro cross section this race because it kind of spooked me once I did this.
Well, it was definitely a little slicker in the morning, and that only cost you a $250 pipe. And somewhere along that line, you also broke your clutch lever and bent your handlebar mount. Other than that, it was a pretty good race.
All of parts that we can either fix or get from our sponsors. Thank you for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.